Hello ladies and gentlemen, hi guys and girls. Today I will show you how to build a master Skewboctahedron. This is a master Skewb modification and I have a LAN master Skewb here as a base puzzle. As you can see here, I sanded down one of the corners already, and for this modification I just have to sand down the 8 corner pieces. So I marked the middle of the edge pieces so that I then could later apply some masking tape and secure the puzzle while I was disc sanding it. And I did that obviously to all of the 3 sides that surround the new triangular face we want to create. And then I disc sanded everything off so that the sanded surface would look something like this. Pretty rough, a lot of metal plastic on it, but we will clean it up later anyways. So here are 2 of the corners sanded off. Now we would need to do that to all of the 6 remaining corners. So I took it over to my disc sander once again and started sanding off. And I also turned the puzzle while I was disc sanding it to get it to even out a little bit more. I then took 80 grit sandpaper and went over the puzzle in its assembled state again, just to make the sides a little bit flatter once again. And I didn't disc sand all the way, I wanted to hand sand the last part so I get all of the sides perfectly the same. So here is one of the uncleaned bigger edge pieces, let's say. So I just took my X-Acto knife and cleaned it out and scraped out the plastic that I would have better holes to fill up with epoxy sculpt later. So I mixed some of the epoxy sculpt up. I think it was about 25 to 30 grams of epoxy sculpt. And make sure to always mix it up properly because it wouldn't harden really well. So when filling the pieces, I took a little bit of the epoxy sculpt and put it in, and then took my screwdriver and put it into the other side because the pieces are hollow all the way through, so just that it would stick together better. Once the puzzle was assembled again, I took 80 grit sandpaper, wrapped it around my metal ruler and sanded the sides flat. This took about 2 minutes for one side. You could theoretically use higher grit sandpaper, but then it would take longer, or you could use lower grit sandpaper and it would be faster, but of course the surface finish is what you care about. Then for the small corner pieces, I found that they have 3 little holes, so I took a little bit of epoxy sculpt once again and filled them up. And then assembled the puzzle once again, and then I just had to sand the surfaces flat once again. So I took the same 80 grit sandpaper and the metal ruler and sanded the filled corner pieces down. I then took a nail file, a big nail file, and rounded off all of the pieces. I like the pieces to be rounded off a little bit more, that's why it takes me a bit longer to do this process. So for this whole puzzle I would guess 2.5 hours for just rounding off the pieces. And because I decided to spray paint this puzzle in its assembled state, I used 220 grit sandpaper and went over all of the original surfaces of the puzzle that weren't modified. And of course over the other sides too. But yeah, it's just so that the spray paint sticks a little bit better. I then cleaned the puzzle up to prepare it for spray painting even more, and then gave it some coats of black spray paint. So here we can see the finished puzzle, unstickered. And I will post a separate video for the stickering process. So here I just apply the logo. And now the puzzle is finally done. So let's give it a scramble, and I already say goodbye now. So thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and see you around for the Elite Skewb version of this puzzle that I will be posting hopefully in exactly 1 week from now. So see you around.